All right, you guys, this is old Slappy with Slappy Dog. Woo!
Stop me! You're gonna have to kill me!
Shit!
On three, Slappy Adventure. 1, 2, 3. Slappy Adventure.
I like that intro. But check it out. I'm back again with another video with just kind of reaching out to some of my friends that I've made in this motorcycle community, especially the Gold Wing community, and just reached out to them, see if they'd do me a favor, since I'm down with my back and back surgery's coming real soon. I'll let you guys know. I'm scared to death to have it, but it's necessary. It's a long time coming, and I'm ready for it. I just gotta lay down and just let them do their thing and trust that I am in his hands. That's right. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about this young brother. I like to call him Little Bro. When I met him, I seen him for the first time on some of the groups, Gold Wing groups that I was on. I'm like, man, that cat is awful young to be riding the Gold Wing. Because when I got my Gold Wing, I was about 38, almost 40 years old. And I was considered a young buck to be having a Gold Wing because it was known for old man's motorcycle. But this guy was riding on a 2006 Gold Wing, had it tricked out, and I'm like, doggone. You know, I would hit him back on Facebook, through the social media a time or two. He was always 100, real positive cat, talented young man, play the piano, sing his butt off, his whole family's talented. And I'm like, back and forth, I started calling him Young Guns. And he was like, why you call me Young Guns for? I said, well, you're young. I mean, that's just a name that I kind of tagged on him, and he kind of, used it as his AKA there, right? And then he became a doctor. But I'm gonna let him tell you in his own words. But some of my questions I asked him was, since you were so young when I met you, was a Gold Wing your first motorcycle? What was your first motorcycle? How old was you? And yeah, introducing Dr. Young Guns.
Let's talk about what my big bro Slappy was asking me about. So I don't have the questions up in front of me because I'm driving right now. I'm riding. But from what I can remember, he asked me, when was the first time how old was I? Yeah, how old was I when I got my first motorcycle? Well, my very first motorcycle I started when I graduated from undergrad in 2014. In 2014, I bought my very first motorcycle, which was a Valkyrie. It was a Valkyrie. I think it was a 700. Yes, a Valkyrie 700. I'll post a picture of it. And I'll tell you, I had that motorcycle for all of 6 months, maybe. Because I started riding with a lot of my other friends they all had Gold Wings. All these guys had Gold Wings, and riding from Kentucky all the way down to the Dragon and going to all these other places that they were going, that little 700 just was not getting it. So that's when I traded that in, and I bought my Harley. I bought a Harley Ultra Classic. Here's a picture of it. I loved that motorcycle. I loved it. I traded it in. I had 50,000 miles on that bike, and I have never ever had a single problem out of it. Not a leak in it or any of those things. And then from my Harley, I traded it in on my 2006 Gold Wing that I'm riding right now. Rode it all the way to Dallas, Texas from Richmond, Kentucky. to trade it in on this. And then in 2023, I bought this one. I bought the 23. So that is the bikes that I had there. So I was, what, 21 when I first got my first motorcycle. And I think another question he asked me about was my first trip over 100 miles. That was definitely riding to the Dragon and back. So for me, living in Richmond, Kentucky, going to the Dragon and back is just a day's trip. You know, it's like a 400-mile trip, round trip, I should say. There's something in the road there, like some wet grass. Got to always watch out for that. That stuff could be very slick when it's wet. So yeah, riding down to the Dragon was my first. And then I started doing bigger and bigger trips from there. So going to Daytona, I've been out west 3 different times on a big trip, actually 4 different times. And I have absolutely loved going out west. Me and my wife have loved it.
Wow. Well, that's a lot, man. Yeah, going to the Dragon. And by the way, yeah, watch that old loose grass in the road. I see some snow. I see some frost on the road. So I know you out there doing the winter months. And this is an awesome video. I see you got the gear on. You got your one-piece suit on. You got to dress for the ride. You got to dress for the slide, what they say. But definitely if it's wintertime, you want to dress for that weather. But, yeah, man. So on some of these trips that you've taken, I've seen you going out west with the missus and, you know, taking groups and stuff like that. Did you ever have a bad experience on a group ride? Or what's your, you know, what did you learn from any of those group rides that you probably won't do again?
Some downfalls of trips and things of that nature is sometimes it's going with the wrong group of people. Now, let me be clear. You got to know what type of riders you're going out west with, or you're going on a big trip with, because everybody are not big trip material. You have those guys and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. You know, you have your friends that you go around the block with, or you go downtown, you go from this place to this place, you know, around town with. Then you have your guys who you can do day trips with. But then you also have those ones that you can go around the world with, right? What are those qualifications for me that I have noticed? If I'm going out of town, going on big trips with, it's all about personality. It's all about the personalities. You can go out there if you got a whole lot of people wanting to be, you know, in control, or people not wanting to go with the flow, you know, or, you know, holding up the group. You go to a gas station, they want to be there for 40 minutes. Not my type of people who I need to be going on big trips with, because, you know, when you have so many miles that you got to do in a day, when you're going on those big trips, especially for us non-retired people, you only got so many days to be out there and to get home and to also see and enjoy people. But you as the leader also have to be flexible as well. So, yeah, I would say that would be the big thing for me, is knowing who you're going out there with. Are they real riders? Meaning, do they know about formation? How to ride in the rain? Do they do their maintenance is their maintenance up to date on their motorcycles? Because you got folks who get out there and, you know, they don't know how they don't do their maintenance, and then, you know, you're 1,000 miles from the house and they have a breakdown due to owner's error, not the motorcycle, but owner's error, right? You know, some things you can't control, but some things you can control. You come out here, go out west, you're pulling your trailer and stuff, but you didn't put new brake pads on, you know, or your tires is not brand new before you do a 8,000 mile trip in 10 days, you know, and you have to go to a shop and taking up time to put new tires on while you're out there. Nah, that just doesn't get it.
Hey, you right about that, boy. You just can't go with everybody. I put a video out the other day about my worst trip, and whoo, I learned a lot of lessons on that trip, and I'm not gonna repeat that ever again, because that was horrible. But yeah, maintenance, man, you know, I find myself before a trip, I call people up 2 weeks, man. Like, did you change your oil? I mean, check your tires, man. Because if you pull up on me and you say you need some tires halfway through the trip, man, put some rubber on that daggone thing, man. You know, that's crazy. Put rubber on your bike. It ain't like you, I don't get it. But, you know, 45, 50 minutes at a daggum every time we stop at a gas station. That ain't no fun, man. I mean, we on vacation. We trying to do something, but now, you know, I don't go around dictating nobody, but I do like to ride with like-minded people. Now, you know, what all do you carry? I know you carry your trailer sometimes. What all do you carry when you're on a trip like that that's in your trailer?
Some of the things that I like to pack when I do go on a big trip is everything.
Okay!
You know, I always be conscious of, you know, weight and those things, but I mean, I have my Escapade trailer, so I'm not trying to take, you know, my entire house, but you just got to be prepared for everything, right? Your tire plugs, a tire compressor, so if you're in nowhere, you get a flat. I always bring a gallon of gas. I fill that gallon of gas up before I leave my city, my home city. When you first fill up that bike before you take off, put that sucker in your trailer at the very front and hope to God you don't have to use it. I have had to use my gas tank, my extra gas can before. While riding with you, Slappy. While riding with Slappy, I ran out of gas because, you know, I mean, out west, that's how it is. You just got to be prepared, though, right? Make sure you have your heated gear. Make sure, even if it's in the summertime, bring gloves. When you get to different elevations, you need to make sure you have that, right? Because it will drop down to 30 degrees out of nowhere. I'm telling you, I've been there, done that, right? Let's see. Of course, a little jack. I have done that before. But my trailer comes with a jack. So, you know, you have your jack just in case your trailer gets a flat tire, right? Which on Escapade, they come with a backup anyway. A spare tire. Let's see, am I missing anything else for the essentials that I pack? Oh, cooler. A cooler. Me and my wife always bring our cooler. We put our waters in there. You know, she always goes to Walmart or the Dollar Tree beforehand, before we ever leave to go on a trip. And she gets all the snacks then, put them in the trailer, keep them nice and cool, so that they don't melt, and have water to stay hydrated. That's important also. So those are things that I always do outside of your maintenance on your bike. Make sure your bike is ready. Oil change, always do an oil change, and check your final drive oil also. People always forget that. Check that. Check your coolant. check your coolant levels, because you may be in the desert in 1 minute when we were going through Death Valley, so that your bike don't necessarily overheat. And then also check your tires. Make sure you check your tire pressures every single morning before you take off from that hotel. So those are things that I like to do when I'm on the trip. I'm very, point by point when it comes down to traveling across this beautiful country that we live in.
Whew, boy, I remember that. We was out there headed towards, we got to having so much fun, and we was talking and having a blast. We just missed that sign that says next stop gas 55, 60 miles. And we just like, man, I need some gas. So, we was like, doggone, so we was getting super low. I was on my 2012 and you was on your 23. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and blast on up. You said you was gonna slow down and try to conserve the fuel. I said, I'm gonna blast on up, try to get to the gas station. I gave you a call if you need some gas. If you run out, cause we both knew we both had a gallon of gas that we was carrying. I think I had 2 gallons. And anyway, but my 12 made it to the petrol. I mean, I've never seen that gas hand so low. And of course you run out, and then you of course you had gas, so self recovery is a key. But man, that's something serious, boy. When you see them signs that say last chance for gas, doggone it, pay that attention, because we was having so much fun talking and having a good time seeing stuff, man. We just went by that sign, didn't even think twice about it, and boy, we was in bad shape. But what was your best trip out of all the trips you've had? Or what was one that really stuck out to you, that was really memorable? Because I know, to me, that California trip that we did last year, just me, man, we had a ball. I mean, what no babysitting, holding hands. We camped out. We slept in the dirt. We slept on gravels. You know what I'm saying? I had a ball with you young guns. What was your best trip?
One of the best trips, one of the best trips that I have been on solo-wise, or just me and Slappy, was riding out to Vegas with my big bro Slappy. We had a ball. We put in those miles. We rode. We had fun. We had good conversation. We got good footage. And, that's what makes the trip. That's what makes the trip. We saw different things that we both were interested in. We both was interested in. Me, I want to see the meteor crater when we were in Arizona. Loved it. Slappy wanted to go by the petrified forest. Man, it was so cool going through both of them. Slappy looked at me. He was like, Doc, boy, I see you nerding out over this hole in the ground. That was hilarious to me, but it's so true, though, because I'm a science geek. Hence, I am a doctor. So that comes with the territory, right? So loved it. That was one of my nice trips that I liked to go on, that I did go on with just me and Slappy. And I told him, I said, big bro, I will ride with you anywhere. Anywhere. You let me know if I could do it, I'm going with you. Even if I just got to go half of the way. Yeah, we had a great time. That was my first trip, my first big trip after I bought my 2023 DCT. A second best trip that I went on outside of, going out west was me and my wife solo trip when we went to meet up with all of the Brawl members. We had a ball out there in Colorado. Man, we had a blast this past summer in August 2025. We had a ball. Here's some of the pictures for that. As you can see, I'm telling you, it was the right people. The trip sometimes is all about who you go with. And I am now very selective because of who I go on big trips with, and I would suggest you do the same, anybody who's out there. So yeah, it has been a ball. It really has, you know, going on that trip out there, which was an impromptu trip. My wife and I, we have ridden all the way out to California, rode down Highway 1, saw Big Sur. And we're looking forward to going up to Maine in 2026. So, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride and enjoyed some of the, and really take in some of the pointers that I have given from my experience. And Big Bro, Slappy Adventures, thank you so much for, you know, reaching out to me and showing the respect to me as a, you know, as a rider, one with that may be young, but also have a lot of experience out here on the Go Wing and just out on the road in general, Big Bro. The respect is mutual. And hey, let me know when the next trip is. I try to be ready.
Man, you can go anywhere with me. I had a ball. I had a blast. And I would do it again with you anytime, man. I mean, enough said on that, bruh. That's why I call you little bruh. You know, you can go anywhere with me at any time. Good memories, good memories, good memories. But anyway, that's Dr. Young Guns. Y'all check his YouTube channel out. I got him in the title. Awesome brother. And he is a doctor and a very talented young man. And I'm proud to call him my family. All right, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. And links down below. Help a brother out.
Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.
If you was wondering of all the things that I have on my bike, Darkness, my 2025 Honda Golden Wing, here they are. Links are down below. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hey, thanks for watching another episode of Slappy Adventures. Please like, share, and comment. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hey, stay tuned for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.